It was a blistering summer afternoon. The grand courtroom hummed with activity, lawyers rifling through files, their voices a constant murmur. Amid the chaos stood Nandini Varma, a 28-year-old lawyer whose sharp eyes and quiet confidence set her apart. At just 28, she'd carved a name in the world of law. They said she'd go to any lengths to win, but the truth was, she fought only for justice. Her childhood was steeped in pain. Orphaned young, shunned by relatives, she learned how society discards the weak. That pain fueled her choice to study law, to give voice to those silenced by injustice. That day, a peculiar case stirred the courtroom. Vikas, a frail 15-year-old boy, stood in the defendant's box, his face pale, eyes brimming with fear and innocence. Accused of stealing from a local shop, the neighborhood branded him a born thief, whispering he was beyond saving. But when Nandini's gaze met his, she saw not a criminal, but a child lost in a cruel world. She stepped forward, resolute. She would fight for his justice. As the prosecution painted Vikas as a habitual thief, Nandini rose, her voice cutting through the courtroom's tension. "You cannot condemn a child on rumors alone," she declared. She spoke of Vikas's broken world, his mother lost to cancer, his father drowned in alcohol, leaving him to wander hungry streets. If he took a piece of bread, it was desperation, not crime. Will we shatter his future or offer him a chance? Her words lingered, stirring the judge's thoughts. The court declared Vikas innocent, ordering his care under a guardian. Outside, beneath a sprawling banyan tree, Vikas clutched Nandini's hands, tears streaming down his cheeks. "Dee, you saved my life," he whispered. "Without you, I'd be lost." Nandini knelt, her eyes soft with compassion, silently vowing to shield him from the loneliness she'd known as a child. Nandini welcomed Vikas into her modest home, a warm haven of earthy tones. At first, he was timid, fearing rejection. But Nandini treated him with a mother's love, new clothes, a school enrollment, and the assurance he was never alone. Slowly, Vikas transformed. His smile returned, and he excelled in his studies. The neighborhood, once quick to call him a thief, stood amazed as he emerged a bright student. But as time passed, whispers turned venomous. Neighbors questioned why a young, unmarried woman like Nandini would take in a 15-year-old boy. Some said she was lonely, others called their bond unnatural. Nandini ignored the gossip, but in the quiet of the night, doubts crept in. Had she made a mistake? Yet one look at Vikas's innocent smile erased her fears. Vikas no longer saw Nandini as just Dee. A deeper bond grew in his heart. She was his mother, his sister, and something more he couldn't name. One day, schoolmates mocked him. "You live with that lawyer lady. You have no family," they sneered. He came home in tears, clinging to Nandini. "If you were my mother, they wouldn't say these things," he sobbed. Nandini wiped his tears, promising, "Vikas, I'm everything to you. You'll never be alone." Time deepened their connection. Nandini won a major case and returned home exhausted. But Vikas's eager question, "Dee, you won, didn't you?" lit up her world. She hugged him, saying, "Your smile is my greatest victory." In that moment, Vikas knew he couldn't live without her. Nandini, too, felt her life incomplete without him. She cooked his breakfast, sent him to school, and at night, reassured him, "You're never alone." One night, under a starlit sky on Nandini's rooftop, Vikas hesitated, then spoke. "Dee, what if I want to stay with you forever, like people do after marriage?" Nandini froze, then smiled gently. "Vikas, you're still a child. Let these thoughts go." But that night, she couldn't sleep, his words echoing in her mind. Was their bond becoming something more? The taunts at school grew harsher. "You're just that lawyer's charity case," his peers mocked. Vikas returned home, his face streaked with tears, his heart heavy. "Dee, they won't let me live in peace," he cried. "If our bond isn't clear, I can't go on." Nandini's heart broke. She knew she had to act to protect him from a world that refused to understand. Nandini confided in her friend Shalini, who initially warned her of the consequences but, moved by their story, promised her support. Nandini pored over law books, knowing a legal marriage was impossible. Yet she chose a symbolic ceremony to give their bond a name, to shield Vikas from society's cruelty. In a quiet temple at dawn, Nandini, in a radiant red sari, stood beside Vikas, dressed in a simple white kurta. With only the priest and Shalini as witnesses, they took their vows, the fire's glow illuminating their faces. Their hearts knew this bond was pure, but the world would soon call it a crime. The news spread like wildfire. Headlines screamed, "28-year-old lawyer marries 16-year-old boy." Neighbors whispered, colleagues turned away, and the bar council issued a notice. Nandini faced a storm of accusations. Some called her mad, others a lawbreaker. Yet Vikas stood by her, his hand in hers, whispering, "I'm with you, Dee." In court, the judge demanded answers. "Nandini, you know the law. Why did you do this?" With tears in her eyes, she replied, "I know it's wrong in the eyes of the law, but when I saw Vikas breaking under society's taunts, I had to give him a name, a shield. I gave him life. If that's a crime, I accept the punishment." Vikas spoke up, "Without Dee, I wouldn't be here. This was my choice." The courtroom fell silent. The court delayed its verdict, but the media fueled the fire. Some praised Nandini's courage, others condemned her. Undeterred, she fought for Vikas's right to education, arguing in the High Court that the law should protect, not destroy, a child's future. The court agreed, restoring Vikas's place in school. Years passed, and Vikas turned 18. He shone in school, earning accolades in studies and sports. Newspapers now hailed him. Teen once called a thief now excels. Nandini looked at him with pride. "Our bond is lawful now," she said. Vikas smiled. "It was always lawful, Dee, from the day you held my hand." The court finally accepted their bond, considering the circumstances. Society, once cruel, began to admire their courage. Nandini and Vikas started anew. Vikas pursued law, standing beside Nandini to fight for children abandoned by the world. Their story became a beacon, proof that love and humanity transcend the boundaries of law and society.